Now that we've gotten straight what our differentiation is, what are the strengths that we have that surpass anyone else trying to solve this very same problem or address these very same needs as you are, now you got to figure out how to express this differentiation. We call it messaging, for lack of a better word to use. It's what you say about your differentiation that's done in such a way that when someone reads your messaging or hears you talk about your messaging, it is interesting, compelling, it draws them in, they relate to it because they're perhaps having the need that you're talking about, but it's said in such a way that is going to get across in a matter of, quite frankly, seconds, less than a minute. You've got to get people interested in what it is that you have to offer them that they may need. Let's go through this step by step and the various aspects of messaging and what it is you've got to be cognizant of and what you've got to do to really get yourself prepared for this. This borders on an art form, quite frankly, because you're going to actually establish the actual words to this music, the music being the differentiation, the words to the music. Now you're going to be a writer and write down what you're going to say. And you're going to evaluate it, test it out, and make sure that it really is going to come across the right way and the way you intended. Okay, let's get on into it. Whenever you're talking about messaging with respect to your products and services, the first thing you want to talk about is the need you fulfill, the customer need that is so important to a segment of the market that you're going to go after, that you show in your messaging that you understand this need, whatever it is. And it comes out in ways that resonate with, guess who? Your customers. We don't care if it resonates with you or not. You are the one trying to interest your customer in what you can do for them by showing that you understand what they need. And you say it in such a way that it resonates with them because you say it their way and the way they talk about it. It's all about them. You kind of get the point here? You start with the need you're going to fulfill. It's quite that simple. The next thing you're going to do is immediately say how you're going to fulfill that need. So there you have it. Remember, a need is a problem you could solve, an opportunity you're chasing, a social cause that you're trying to bring to the market in certain ways. Whatever it is, you're now going to explain how you're going to solve this problem or chase this opportunity in ways that potential buyers, your potential customers, when hearing this or reading this, they'll say, these people understand what I need, and their solution sounds like it is exactly what we need, because you have explained that it really does address the need. They got to go together. When you talk about the need, you talk about how you fulfill it, always, in almost every conversation you have. So where will you see the needs and how you fulfill them be expressed? Well, if you guessed website, you would be exactly right. Now, this could appear in lots of different places, but let's start with your website. Let's start with the home page of your website. This is exactly where the needs you're going to fulfill and how you fulfill them are going to appear. Now, when I said earlier, creating these messages is an art form. Well, your artwork is going to appear here. There's lots of ways to do this. You can do them in groups of people, and you can go through kind of the triage. You get your thesaurus out and think up, adjectives and other alternatives for them, so that when you express your messages one by one, need and how it's fulfilled, it's concise. It's got just a few words, but comes across clearly in a way that it's like music. It's like I like the way this sounds. That's the way you're going to react to a well-written message. But they're going to appear right there on your homepage. So you can imagine a homepage, these modern ones, whatever platform you're using, usually come across. It's very bright kind of homepage with pictures. and possibly a video. That would be very good, where someone, maybe you, are expressing this in your own words, coupled with the words on the homepage. But the website is where you start. You think about it. In all of your marketing work, most always, in fact, probably always, the place people are going to go, potential customers that is to your website to check you out. Whatever way you got them there, whether it was an email campaign or over social media or by referral, however all that occurred, that's where they're going to go. So you better have your homepage filled with the messages that you're trying to get across in a concise way, so that when they read these, they say, boy, these people understand what I need. And it looks like they have a solution. I want to know more. That's all you accomplish. Then they're going to take your call to action wherever it is on your homepage. They click on it, fill out a form or something like that. It comes to you, and you all have a conversation. That's how B2B kind of works. In the B2C world, they say, boy, I want that. Put it in my cart, go out, continue with your shopping and pick a few more things and then buy them. But B2B is usually where this really pays off, where you're trying to get in touch with somebody so you can talk about in more depth what your solution is all about. So wherever you're going to portray your messages, the website is the first one. But in all of your marketing materials and your sales materials and your sales presentation, your investor presentation, anywhere where you're going to talk about your company, your main messages are going to be probably the first and foremost thing that you communicate, because it sets the scene of what your company is all about. That's how you want people to remember you. And when they remember you, they'll follow you on social media, and they'll eventually contact you. All of the words in your messaging have to be impactful. That's part of the art form I talked about earlier, where you got your thesaurus house. But when you create these messages and you have others review it, and as well as help you create them in the first place, you want to get a sense for what kind of impact is going to be felt when people read your messages. And you want the impact to be pretty tremendous. You want them to be memorable. You want them to be expressed in such a way that they're wanting to contact you. Impactful. Have impactful messages. These messages are not long paragraphs. They're very short sentences, one by one. So you can imagine on your homepage that you got a bulleted list of messages, 5 to 8 words each. Bam, 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 bam. Maybe 3 or 4 would be better. Whatever the minimum amount is for your potential customers to react in a positive way is what you want. This is not a long list of 20 things about your products and services, and it goes on and on and on, and you will lose them about the 5th bullet down because it's too long. You've got to be very concise, select what is the most important set of messages that you got to get across that resonate the best with your potential customers, that will then cause them to want to get a hold of you and talk to you more about what you can do for them in fulfilling the needs that they have. Be concise. This is not the time to be verbose. In messaging, you also have to be consistent. You got to say it the same way every time you say it. So when people hear what your company is all about, the needs that you're fulfilling and how you're going to fulfill those needs is said pretty much the same way. So from one time to the next, when potential customers hear about your company, they need to be hearing about it and reading about it in the same language in every place. Talk about your company. These could be in press releases. These could be in data sheets about your products and services. Certainly on your homepage, as we said earlier, your elevator pitch has got to sound this way. Everywhere you go, you be consistent with your messages. Don't deviate from them. Don't sound like you're 3 or 4 companies. Sound like one that does the same thing and tells you the same thing over and over and over again. These messages, of course, have to be positive. They got to resonate. They've got to be uplifting. not downers, all positive. If you find yourself writing a message or contemplating a message that feels like it's kind of complaining, or it sounds like it's complaining, or it's kind of downplaying the importance of something, always be positive and uplifting so that people get on the edge of their chairs and want to read more and want to hear you talk about this more. So if you right along with consistent and conciseness is done in a very positive way as well. Be positive. Your messages got to have a sense of quantitativeness about them. So we understand the need, we fulfill the need, and the messaging deals with the portrayal of that, but in some quantitative way to express that the magnitude of the impact of your fulfillment of this need. So the quantitative could be grow revenue, decrease cost, gain more customers, eliminate some problems that customers have, increase the number of followers. Anything that you can say that is a quantitative result of your fulfillment of this need is necessary. So it adds magnitude to it. It explains the positive impact and gives the reader, the one listening to you talking about your messages, it gives them a feel for how big a deal this solution is that you've got. Be quantitative. So that's it. That's about the crux of what messaging is all about. There's a lot to it. This is a hard thing to do. It doesn't come easy. It takes a lot of work, a lot of hours, often done in groups of people that help you invent the right kind of messages for your business. But however you do it well, and follow these kinds of guidelines, you're going to be on the right track. So good luck with your messaging, and also have a great day.